The remote control died. No, it didn't. We've had a problem with the power button on our remote control. This is for the Panasonic 50-inch TV. It's a few years old now, but the power button seems to be not working at all. If you press really hard, maybe it does work, but all the other buttons are absolutely fine. So I'm just going to show you how to open this up. It wasn't easy. They never are. But you do have some screw holes at the top here and at the bottom. So remove your batteries, remove your cover, of course. Get these screws out. They are tiny crosshead screws like this, absolutely minute, but with a suitable screwdriver you can remove those. So yeah, 4 of those, and then unfortunately you do have to be a little bit brutal and you have to pop the sides apart or the case apart using something like this spudger, and eventually it will come. I found it was easier to work from the bottom and then work up either side. There we go, you can see I'm starting at the bottom and then working my way around. You will scratch it a little bit, unfortunately. It's inevitable. It's plastic. But maybe if you use a plastic spludger you might get away a little bit better, but it's just a case of peeling these apart. Same for this side. Oh, it sounds a bit nasty, but remember you've got the screws to hold it in place at the end, so if you lose a couple of clips it's okay, and you're probably only opening this because you've got an issue anyway, so that's just what happens. Working our way around, there we go, we're nearly there, boom, open. Here are the clips, excuse the crud, it's amazing what happens over the years, isn't it? But you can just about make out some of these little tabs, and they have broken. That one there, for instance. So unfortunately that one has cracked, even though I was trying to be careful. Where this one on this side looks to be okay. I don't think it matters too much though, because of course you do have the screws top and bottom, so that should help to keep it closed when you put it back together. But this is a good opportunity really just to get this now cleaned. There's the power button. I suspect something's got in there, maybe some cup of tea or whatever. It's a bit sticky compared to the other ones, so it could be that. So we'll use our classic isopropyl alcohol just to give that a bit of a clean up. We'll clean the whole board just in case, and then we'll put it back together and we'll test it. But apart from that, it looks okay. A little bit shiny on there, so possibly something's got in. And there doesn't seem to be any cracks or anything on there, so it's okay. Batteries of course were replaced, but that didn't fix it, so I think it's just got a bit dirty. But that's how you get into there. Just to show you the back of the board as well. Wow, 2012, it probably was about that, yeah. So it's pretty old now. Not much on here to show, but battery terminals, a couple of capacitors, and of course the infrared LED. So yeah, once that's out, give this a nice little clean and then place it back into the bottom tray. Quite nicely designed really, nothing too crazy about it. So on these pads, nothing too crazy, it's just a whole membrane all in one piece, so that's good. All the buttons stay in place. Get in, there we go. So I'll clean that up as well and then remove any bits of plastic. And then when you put it back together, you just snap it back together. The ones that are in place will clip, and of course we'll use our screws just to seal it down. Well, there was quite a bit of dirt on there. That's just from the circuit board, just wiped over all those contacts, and you might not be able to make out, but yeah, there was definitely some detritus on there. So that will certainly help, I'm sure. So let's get it back together again and we'll test it. And of course a useful feature when we put it back together, you can actually fire this into a camera and you'll be able to see the infrared LED flashing which you can't normally see, so that'll be useful to test if that's working. But yeah, looks okay now. Hopefully that will be back up and running. When you place this back, just make sure you get these little battery terminals into the slot. There's a slot for these, they have to sit inside that. Back one is easy, it's just that one there, this front positive one, that needs to go into there, because if you get it behind there, the battery doesn't quite fit in and the LED goes in first. It's a little bit tricky, but there we go. Make sure you've got your positive contact inside that little slot. That goes in. Yeah, some have remained and kept their nice little housings, the little clips. Right, there we go. Yeah, that feels better. That button's less sticky now. So let's just plug in the batteries and let's have a look. Okay, I've had to go to a dark area so we can see this. So I'm going to press the power button. Let's see if we have some activity. Yes, perfect. Look at that. And then if we try the other ones, yeah, looks good. So that's fixed that one. That wasn't working before, so excellent. So I'm just going to put the screws back in, and that's job done. Okay, one screw, it goes, get in there, you can do it. One little bit in, there you go. Perfect. Battery cover back on, and there we go, fixed again for another few years. By the way, on the back it's got M2QAYB, I think that is 000830. But anyway, there we go. Thanks very much for watching. Hope it helps.